Hello everyone. Today we are going to show you how to solve a rational equation. Hope everyone's doing great for this. Okay, before we start chopping away and trying to clear fractions, and we missed the first most important part, we want to know what would make this equation undefined. So you might want to pause this video and try it out for yourself. Okay, you might be like, of course, x cannot equal 2 or 4 because we would have a 0 in the denominator right here. If we had a 4, we would get a 0. 4 minus 4 is 0. And if we had a 2, it would make 2 minus 2 0. So that would not work. So we cannot have x equal 2 or 4. Okay, so now we can start multiplying our equation, and we see that we have to multiply this equation by x minus 4 and x minus 2, so we can clear these fractions. Now you might see right away that we will get a quadratic that we have to factor at the end. So let's start working this out. So we have x minus 4 times x minus 2 over x. Alright, so we multiplied each term by x minus 4 and x minus 2, but of course it's not simplified yet. So, and we see that we can cancel these. So let's start canceling. Wait, what am I doing here? First, we want to make sure that we are canceling properly and not just start chopping and canceling any numbers that we can cancel just because the numbers are the same. When we are looking at the bottom of the denominators, notice that these are multiplied by 1. And this one's kind of hard to squeeze in. We'll just put a 1 there. So they're all multiplied by 1. So when we cancel, so this one will cancel with these, and this will be left to multiply by x plus 4. And there'll still be a 1 over the denominator. In the denominator, not over the denominator. Alright, so now we can start canceling properly. Have x minus 4 with x minus 4. Alright, let's rewrite this. Now it is very important to remember your parentheses when expanding this. The reason why it's important is that, for example, if negative a plus b in parentheses is not equal to negative a plus b, because see, we didn't distribute the negative over here, so we have to do this. So this would be the correct equation. So let's expand this. Again, remember the parentheses. Okay, so let's expand these out. 3x squared plus 4. Okay. Step 5, we want to move all the terms to the left. We want 0 on the right so that we can use a zero product property. Alright, watch your signs. And like we showed you earlier, negative a plus b in parentheses is not equal to negative a plus b. It's in this form. So this would save you a lot of points on your exam if you know this concept. So back to our problem. Let's move all those terms to the left. Alright, so since we moved all these terms to the left, we have 0 on the right, and that's what we want. Okay, so now we want to simplify this. These go away, and we're left with an x squared, and this goes away, and we're left with 0, so they're gone. So here we're left with x squared plus 4x equals 0. Alright, factoring, we have x. Alright, so now we can use zero product property for both sides. Here we have x equals 0 and x equals negative 4. Wait, this, we didn't check the undefined if we didn't have any values that were undefined. Phew, none of them are in, none of these solutions are extraneous. Alright, so we're good. So this is problem A, and we are moving in now on to problem B. Okay, let's continue with our problem. So we have 2x over 3x plus 1 equals 1 over x minus 5 minus 4x minus 1 over 3x squared minus 14x minus 5. Okay, I rewrote this into factored form where the quadratic is in the denominator. So now that is in factored form, so we can go straight to our problem. Let's start by asking again, what would make our equation undefined? And we see that x cannot equal negative 1/3 and 5. It cannot equal any of those. Alright, we see here that we have to multiply our equation by 3x plus 1 times x minus 5. So let's go ahead and do that so we can clear our denominators. 3x plus 1. Now it's very important to have parentheses around. That way you have no mistakes. Okay, so we're going to simplify it. Remember, there's understood parentheses in the denominator. They're all multiplied by 1. So now we can cancel these. And we can get rid of all of this. So we have a 1 left. Just so we're sure on how we can cancel, when we have a times b over c multiplied by c, well, in our case, our c is our expression that's outside that we're multiplying. So there's understood parentheses around c, and it's multiplied by 1. So if we cancel c, we get a times b, which is equal to ab. And if we have a plus b over a plus c, there is parentheses around these. So it cannot equal b over c because this is added and not multiplied. So that would not work. Alright, now that I've showed you that, let's continue, and we're gonna rewrite this so that there is no mistakes. Okay, let's multiply. Make sure that you have watch your signs so that you do not mix any negatives. For example, this negative times this negative would become a positive. Why do we have a straight x over here? Notice that we use FOIL here, first, outer, inner, last, and make sure to remember your signs. Okay, step 5, we're going to move all the terms that are on the right to the left. So we will have 2x squared minus 3x. Let's simplify this. So we can factor and use zero product property. So we will have 2x squared minus 3x plus 4x minus 10x will become negative 9x. And we have negative 1 minus 4 will be negative 5 equals 0. Step 7, let's factor. This, we can see that, let's try 2x and x. We know that there will have to be a 1 and a 5 for this to work, and it seems like we should put the 5 on this side and the 1 on this side. Now for negative 9 to be negative, we would have to have the 5 times 2, like the 10, negative 10 to be negative, and then add a 1. Equals 0. 2x plus 1 equals 0. Now notice that we have an x equals 5 here, and I'll show you where it was undefined earlier. Now notice where it says, what would make our equation undefined? We said that x is not equal to negative 1/3 or 5. And we see that 5 was one of the numbers that we found was x in our when we did zero product property. So x is not a value that make this equation work. So as a final answer, our solution is x equals negative 1/2. Alright, thanks for watching.